YouTube, once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast talking to Auburn football. Vernon Speaks Sports. Auburn, go ahead and like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. As always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. Auburn football sports talk here on a rainy Monday morning. We're going to talk about Bo Nix real quick. And, I've had a kind of a love-hate relationship as it relates to Bo Nix since his arrival. Now, I do think he has the opportunity, obviously, as I talked about in some of my videos, to be really, really, really successful. Skill set. I mean, you can't knock the athleticism. You can't knock his ability to throw in favorable situations. And you also can't knock that at times he's been super clutch. But we got to dive into the consistent numbers, though. Not really good as far as, yards per catch for his receivers. Not really good at completion percentage. And those are the things that take a toll on Bo Nix, because you talk about completion percentage beyond 25 yards, about 21%. And that's something that definitely has to change. But I think Bryan Harsin, brand new head football coach for the Auburn Tigers, who in his history has been very successful with coaching quarterbacks. His quarterbacks have been really good statistically, and he's been able to compile a 69-19 record at Boise State. Mind you, they do play Power 5 teams and have been relatively successful at times against those teams. Bo Nix is a quarterback, Pinson Valley High School. We talked about it before. One of the best in Alabama history statistically. Completion percentage still is that glaring part of his game. Another thing that just about every analyst who talks about Bo Nix, when they talk about him, they say he leaves the pocket too soon. Sometimes he even drifts away from the pocket when it's kind of sort of unnecessary. Now, those are technical issues that can be solved if Bo Nix is willing to take on the coaching. The dangerous part about this is the fact that he was very successful as a running, throwing quarterback. That means you flee the pocket, you throw the ball, and it's completed. That's success. The thing that is always an issue is when you have success with things that are not sustainable, and you continue to try to harp on that success. That's kind of what hurt Gus Malzahn as well. He had some success early with some items that just weren't sustainable. The kick six is not sustainable. The prayer at Jordan Hare is not sustainable when it comes to success. That's 2 losses right there that Auburn probably should have had. Now, I'm not taking away anything from the 2013 season, but I want us to be honest about some things as it relates to the Gus Malzahn era in that regard. But we're not going to talk about Gus. Gus is now currently the head coach at UCF, and I wish him the best. But we can't knock how we got to this place. Bo Nix has experienced 2 different offensive coordinators, also with the interruption of play calling and philosophy from Gus Malzahn. Also, it is my thought that Malik Willis, who was the quarterback at Auburn, now having a high level of success at Liberty, has the opportunity. It looks like, a lot of draft outlets are thinking that he's going to be a pretty top pick, pretty high pick in the 2022 NFL draft. I think Auburn missed out on that one. I think from a roster management standpoint, it could have been a situation where you had Malik Willis as the starting quarterback with the job to lose, and also been able to retain Joey Gatewood and Bo Nix, because it would have been understandable for Joey Gatewood and Bo Nix to have an incumbent starter who's been there for a while. It would actually make more sense than getting rid of Malik Willis hitting the transfer portal, because, basically he felt like he had no chance to start, considering that Gus Malzahn was keyed in on Bo Nix as the starter, or having this quarterback battle between Bo Nix and Joey Gatewood. Now you deplete your quarterback room, and you put Bo Nix on the spot in arguably the toughest schedule maybe in recent college football history. You got Oregon, who won in 2019. You have Oregon, who actually won the Pac-12 championship. You have Florida, who I think went to a New Year's Six Bowl. You have LSU, who actually won the national championship. You have Georgia, who was a 10-2 football team. And you also have Alabama, who was who year in and year out is one of the more talented teams in the country. And you have Texas A&M as well on your schedule. Auburn goes 9-4. Why did they go 9-4? Well, it wasn't because of the defense. It was mainly because of the inconsistencies on offense, and I think a lot of that had to do with the inexperience of Bo Nix. When I did commentary back during that time, all of the big games, the key factor was going to be the play of Bo Nix. Not saying that he lost those games. I think that's very irresponsible to say that Bo Nix was the reason that Auburn lost any of those games. Super irresponsible. But the quarterback touches the ball every single play on offense. So a good portion of the accountability is going to come on the decisions that that quarterback makes. I think help is on the way, though. I think Bryan Harsin is a guy that can reel Bo Nix in and accentuate the talents that he brings to the table. The guy's super talented. He can throw the football. When he sets his feet, throws the football, has a favorable pocket, one of the best in the business. I think this will be a very challenging part of Bo Nix's career, a very developmental part of his career, and it's really going to show his character here. It's really going to show his leadership abilities. And any leader, you got to use the law of navigation. That was in the book called The 48 Laws of Power, where you utilize the law of navigation. And what I mean by this is you thoroughly understand the totality of your circumstance. You understand that your offensive line is not perfect. You understand that you have inexperienced receivers as a quarterback. But it's going to take Bryan Harsin and his staff, Mike Bobo and his staff, as the offensive coordinators to really help Bo Nix understand. I think the previous coaching staff didn't do the best job of helping Bo Nix understand what he was up against some of the best talent in the SEC, in the country. Most of the teams that Auburn will face in the SEC West just flat out recruits better than Auburn. So they're going to be more talented. And it's going to be more challenges. With the offensive line, the best that we can hope for is some level of consistency there to give this offense a chance to get moving because the skilled players are there. Yeah, you might not have Devonta Smith over there. You might not have Jamar Chase, but you do have some really talented players that, if given the opportunity to accentuate their talent in the right system, can give Auburn a chance to win about 8, maybe 9 games this year. And if the ball bounces the right way, maybe 10 or 11. Because you got the defense to do it. And I'm going to talk about the defense in another video, maybe today, because I made an appearance on the War Report. And I said that Auburn would have one of the top scoring defenses in the country. And I'm going to elaborate as to why, but I'm going to give a spoiler. Auburn is very diversely talented on defense, which means, well, I'll talk about that in the other video. But I think Bo Nix is set up for success if he allows himself to be coachable to do so. And I think Bryan Harsin is a guy that can possibly make it happen for him. Go ahead and like this video, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn. Best wishes to Bo Nix. Really want him to have a stellar year because he's going to be a difference maker. Always great to be an Auburn Tiger. War Eagle.